Okay, so it's now recording. Okay, so I'll go ahead and start the speeches, and then whoever wants to go next can feel free to unmute their mic. Oh yeah, we have to do feedback after, so I'll talk and then critique me, guys. Okay, here I go. If I were talking to my posterity and leaving them with a little something to know about me, I would want them to know several key things. First thing I want them to know is that I love my Savior, Jesus Christ, and the gospel that He has left for me on this earth. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is the church that I dearly love and belong to, and that I have worked hard to follow throughout my life. I want them to know that every happiness I have had in my life I could easily trace back to the church and the blessings I have gotten from it. I want them to know that I am not perfect, that I have made my fair share of mistakes, but I use those mistakes to make me better, to learn from them, and to grow from them. Yet I have always strived to make my parents proud, both my earthly parents and my heavenly parents. They need to know that I know I have worth and a purpose in this life, yet I often was overly hard on myself, and I'm kind of always finding faults and wanting to fix them. Sometimes this would make me forget to notice the good things about me, and instead of lifting me up, it often would bring me down. I wish I would not have let myself do this as much. I wish that I would have focused more on the good things about me and not the bad, and loved who I was more than I did at times. Another very important thing I want them to know is that nothing makes me happier than being the wife to my best friend and husband, Tyler. I love our marriage and all the fun times we've had together. Marriage is supposed to be enjoyable, in my opinion, and although there is work involved, marriage should never feel like a job. And there was never or has never been a day so far that I have not loved spending next to Tyler. I am very devoted to my family and love spending time with them. I believe that if there is something we wanted to accomplish or experience in this life, we have to allow the dream or desire to flourish, as well as do our part in making those dreams and experiences happen. Some things in life will be given to us, but most of them will have to be worked for, and there can be joy in the work that we do in our day-to-day lives. Lastly, I want them to know that I do believe in working hard in this life, and that it's a key factor in our mortal experience, but I also believe that we are to enjoy our life and experience here on this earth. And I thoroughly enjoyed my life. It was full of laughter and surrounded by the people, family, and friends that I cherished most. I want them to know that I want these same things for them because I love them, and even though my further posterity I may not get to be there, but I love them and I want them to have these same experiences in their lives because I believe that they are a recipe for a wonderfully happy and fulfilling life. Done. It's a little more nerve-wracking than you think it is at first. It's so much easier talking to yourself.
You know, Chelsea, when you were talking, it was interesting because when I turned mine into the presentation center and they came back, they said we need to see the expressions on your face rather than just saying it. And I could see when you started in your seriousness and when you started talking about your husband, you had this big smile and you just kind of, everything kind of changed, and I think that you showed perfect emotion there, and we could follow what you were saying through the way you appeared in your expression. It was good.
Thanks. Okay, so I need to do that the whole time, not just about Tyler. Okay. Anything else, guys?
It just went to show that it was really good. It was a little more serious, and then you could just see he was the light of your life.
Good.
Yeah, I was going to say, I like the dynamic. If you were just smiling the whole time, there wouldn't be as much there. So.
Okay, good. I'll keep it like that.
And time-wise,
I tried to make it sound real.
About 3 minutes, so that was good too.
I put a little timer next to me too to help. Anything else?
Yeah, who's timing? Because I didn't keep track of that, so that was good.
Yeah, I really like the ending. I think I would have rephrased the beginning just a little bit so it wasn't a question. But.
Okay. Very beginning, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm glad you guys are here to critique it. All right, anything else before one of you guys wants to go next?
Did anybody else already turn their talk into the writing center or the feedback center?
Mine is, I'm waiting for their, to get back from them, because I just recorded my video and sent it to them, and they can watch it and then they give you feedback, so I'm just waiting to hear back from them.
Yeah,
I actually made an appointment with them.
You did?
I made an appointment with them and they didn't show up for the appointment. And so they didn't. And so when they finally got back to me, they said, send me the video, I'll take care of it immediately. And they did.
Good.
So it was good.
Yeah, I saw that on there. I was like, I'm just going to do the video because that way I can record on my time and they can do it on their time, you know, so then hopefully I'll get it back by tomorrow and then I can post everything. So, all right, who's next?
Well, one more question. Did anyone see anything about having a visual, like one visual thing during the speech? I thought I read that somewhere, but I could not find it after I was done writing. I thought, oh, did I miss that?
A visual thing?
Like a visual aid? No?
No, I didn't see that.
Okay.
Maybe another class?
It could be.
My classes start to get all mixed in, so I completely understand if that's what just happened.
Could be.
Alrighty, who's next?
I'll go next.
Okay. Would you like me to time you?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Kind of help you see where you're at.
Yeah.
All right, whenever you're ready.
All right, here we go. Hello, everyone. Your mission, should you choose to accept, is to count how many times I say my name in this 3-minute speech. Are you ready? Here we go. My name is Brendan Moore, and I'm a firm believer that you are what you think. So I would like to talk briefly about 3 things I think the world needs more of, in hopes that you can get to know me a little more. The first one is actually thinking. It may sound a bit odd. We all think, right? Well, we certainly do have great thinkers among us. Couldn't we all be better, more active thinkers? When I was a kid, my brother had a Rubik's Cube. We tried to solve that thing, but in the end, the only way we could figure it out was to take it apart and then put it back together. One night a few years ago, I was in bed and couldn't sleep. As I thought of things that might do to help, I thought of that Rubik's Cube, and I started to envision it in my mind and how it worked. And to my surprise, rather than falling asleep, I figured out how to solve it. No YouTube, no books, not even the cube itself in my hand. And that's the power of thinking. I believe we all need to be thinking more. The second one is that, like it or not, we're all unique. Our culture would like us to fit in some type of category or box for every aspect of our life. We should look like her, or talk like him, or think like those people over there. The truth is, God made us each one different, and we can certainly try to become like someone else, but why should we, since we were not made the same to begin with? This became very apparent to me after having children. My wife and I would use the exact same parenting techniques on each of our 4 children, yet we would get different results. We soon realized that we all come pre-programmed with different traits and challenges that are unique to us. And rather than trying to hide or deny those, we should embrace them and own them. We need to be like our own true selves more. Final one is love. Love has many meanings, and the one I'm referring to is the type of love C.S. Lewis called gift love. This type of love is expressed through acts of service. Buying a card on Valentine's Day, for instance, for your spouse is certainly an act of service. But why did you do it? Was it out of love or just tradition? A couple years after my older brother had been married, we were talking on the phone, and at the end of our conversation, I said goodbye, to which he replied, "Goodbye, I love you too." What? That was a bit awkward. He'd obviously gotten into the habit of saying that to his wife, and I had no doubt that he loved her, but why did he say it? I told myself that I would never do that when I got married, only to have the same thing happen to me a few years later. Since then, I've tried to back up my words of love with acts of love. One time I decided to make the bed for an entire year so I could give my wife a Valentine's Day card telling her that I'd loved her every single day for the past year. And it worked. She doesn't remember the card, but she does remember the act. I think we all need to be loving more. I have found that as I stop filling my mind with useless facts or tweets and start thinking about my inner selves and ways I can show love to others by serving them, I begin to see who I really am. I can see my individual talents and uniqueness. My personal challenges become just that, my challenges, and I own them and can start working on them to improve. I realize that I don't need to be like Steve or John Moore, I need to be like me, Brendan Moore. I think we could all use a little more of that, but hey, that's just me. Thank you. For those of you keeping track at home, I said my first name twice and my last name 6 times. If you got it wrong, play again. This time, just try to listen a little bit more.
Very good, and you did good. 3 minutes and 4 seconds.
All right.
Awesome. Good job. I liked how you kind of incorporated you into stories, I guess, like applied it to your life or applied stories to your life and explained how it, how it explained you, I guess. I liked that. I didn't even think to do mine like that, and I thought it was really cool the way you did yours. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I like that a lot too, because in the instructions it said, how would you do this for your posterity? And I thought, they don't want to just hear my ideas about life. They would like to hear maybe an example or two, a story of my life. My grandparents put together their history and the history of their parents. It was nice catching those little stories that don't, show you who the person was exactly, but when they applied it to a principle, you can see through that, life story and that was good. I like that too.
And I like that
I was kind of worried I wouldn't pull it off. That wouldn't be enough about me, and I was like, well, we'll see.
I liked that I could visualize what you were saying too. Like I pictured you in your bed thinking about this Rubik's Cube, and and it really kind of kept me engaged. So I thought it was great. I may have to fix mine a little. Anyone else?
I'll go ahead and go, but I think my husband just got home. He's been out of town. And I apologize if my dog starts barking because he may be down there. So we'll give this a shot. And let's see. Okay. Okay, I'd like to let you know a bit about me statistically. Since my parents were older and toward the latter part of their childbearing years when I was born, statistics actually say that I was at an increased risk for birth defects. My parents were both chain smokers, and they supported the ultimate definition of what an alcoholic is. So statistics again declared that I was at risk for respiratory disease and fetal alcohol syndrome. Growing up in a poverty-stricken home and being raised by a single parent who eventually committed suicide, statistics painted a bleak picture of me as an adult, with the probability of drug and alcohol abuse, mental illness, suicidal tendencies, poor educational performance, being increased risk for teen pregnancy, as well as participating in the criminal justice system. Viewing this picture that society had depicted for me, it appeared that I wasn't going to have a very successful life. However, having found the answers to so many of my questions and concerns through my conversion process when I was 14 years old, I realized that God had a completely different plan for me than that of society. Because of the blessings that come from being obedient to the word of wisdom, I've been blessed with good health. I am free of the destructive addictions that were a plague to my parents. Because I have a hope for a better life, I was able to graduate from high school with an overall B average. I have supported my husband through 2 college degrees and all of my children through their college educations. Because of the teachings of gospel principles and living the law of tithing, the Lord has blessed me with all of the necessities in my life. From the blessings that come from a temple marriage, I have been married for almost 41 years to the same man, and we have raised 4 beautiful children. To enhance those same blessings, we are the grandparents of 15 grandchildren. In my life, I have been able to overcome the stigma that society had placed upon my shoulders. Having learned of God's love and desire for me, I was able to let Him influence my decisions so that I could overcome the trials and obstacles that had been placed in my way. I am a child of God. I have worked diligently to improve my life according to God's plan. I am who I have worked hard to become. That ends.
That was really good. I liked it. I liked that you totally took a different route than both me and Brendan did. It was really good. I liked how you used the statistics and how you just were able to tell your life and show that you overcome it because you worked hard. That was awesome. I liked it a lot. I don't even have anything to say to critique you because I did. That was great.
I liked how you use the words because of this, this happened because of this happened, by these facts, and you kind of told how you flipped those statistics upside down, and you know, didn't become one of them. That was really impressive.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
you laid out a path. You said this is where I came from, and anyone can take that of whether it was your circumstances or different circumstances. You still showed the way that you showed the becauses, like Brandon said. You showed how you went from point A to point B, and that point B is really nice to be here. But it can apply for anybody. The same steps apply for everybody. And that's nice.
Yeah, I
Thank-
really like that you totally showed that it doesn't matter your background, where you came from, what happened to you in life, that the Lord is there for everybody. The gospel is there, and it can apply to everybody's life. I think that you show that perfectly. It's great. Just send it in now, and you can be done. All right, we have two left. Who's next?
I'll go ahead. All right. I would like to share. Are you ready to time? 'Cause I never timed it, so it's probably going to be a little short because
I'll time it for you.
this has been pretty short. So, okay. I would like to share a few ideas and beliefs that I have that have worked for me in dealing with people and circumstances. The first one would be read. Reading is the best way to grow your mind and gain understanding of people. Read a variety of subjects and types of books. Novels show you how people think others think. History tells you what others think about how others thought, but is always skewed in some way. Don't take it for face value. The winners get to decide what goes into history books. The scriptures show you how God thinks. I read daily, be it scriptures or currently I'm working on the history of the Vikings, as well as some fun novels. Reading will give you an understanding of how people think and how and what they believe in now. Knowing how we arrived at where we are can help you be prepared for the future. If an experience doesn't harm you and is morally good, then do it. Regret is a terrible thing. In high school, I did off-season football for 1 year, but didn't continue through the summer, and I never played on the team. The reasons I didn't do it don't matter now, but they were typical. I don't have time, I have better things to do, I just don't want to. Not playing at least 1 year of high school football is my biggest regret of my youth. Experiences give you just that, experience. They shape how you view the world and equip you to understand the world better. Every coin has two sides, two very different sides. The side you see, what your perception is of that coin, is true, but the other side is completely different, but still true, because it's the other side of the same coin. When dealing with other people in private and in public, remember that their side may be different than yours, but may still be just as true. And understanding that people see things differently allows you to avoid misconceptions. Learn to do, learn to make, learn to build things. Some of the greatest joys in my life have been the completion of some type of project. As an early teen, my parents bought their first house. We did many projects, and me and my older brother, we were the forced labor. It was always hard work, from moving concrete, breaking it up, moving this pile of dirt from this side of the house to the other. All good things, lots of hard work. But there was a small retaining wall that I helped my mom build, and even though now it's covered in vines, whenever I go to their house, I see it and I remember building it and the joy of building it, and be able to experience that every time I go to their house. In my own home, I've done many projects, and the sense of completion that you get from doing a project is excellent. It's extremely rewarding for me to finish, cleaning the house on a Saturday, and to be able to sit in the backyard and watch my kids and dog play in the backyard. It's beautiful to me because I made it. It may not be beautiful to others, but to me, it is beautiful. There you go.
All right, 2 minutes and 53 seconds.
There you go.
Not bad at all.
I'll just slow it down.
Yeah. I liked, like you did, like Brendan did too. I like how you do stories from your life, and it kind of talked about the stories and how it's kind of made you. I like that a lot. I really think you need to do that in mine too. But
did I talk too fast? I tend to talk too fast.
I don't think so.
You could definitely put some pauses in there if you wanted to draw it out, but I don't think you talked too fast at all.
Okay. I didn't. Also,
Yeah.
I know I need to work on my some transitions. I kind of just jump from one thing to the next. So I thought I just got to work on it.
But
Yeah,
like
definitely.
Chelsea, I liked when you told your personal stories too, because that's when you were most animated and showed a lot of dynamics there. That was good.
What
Very
kind
good.
of dog?
American Bulldog.
Oh, my husband wants one of those.
Yeah. He's a big guy,
Awesome.
85 pounds or something like that. So,
Oh,
Cute.
and he's jet black. So if I look in the backyard right now, all I'll see these two little orange eyes looking at me, and freaks me out sometimes. But
Oh gosh, I always think American Bulldogs look like Stitch, from Lilo and Stitch.
yeah,
They totally look like they would be like a little Stitch.
yeah.
Very cute. I'll probably end up having one of those dogs because my husband loves them. Okay, anyone else have any critiques for him? Nope. Okay, Morgan, you're up.
Okay. And I just got a puppy, so if he barks, I'm sorry. But I'll go ahead and go. Who am I? What do I stand for? What do I believe in? What do I want to become? These are all questions that most of us ask ourselves and strive to live up to our answers. My name is Morgan Sickinger. I was born to Ron and Lorenda Sommers in Rexburg, Idaho on May 7th, 1994. I have two sisters that are twins, Tiffany and Sydney, and one older brother, Ben. We were all born within 4 years of each other, so there was a lot of fighting, playing, and more fighting. When I was 8, I was promoted to big sister, and my little brother, Gabe, completed our family. My siblings were, and always will be, some of my best friends. At a young age, I faced my first major trial. I was 7 years old when I was diagnosed with an autoimmune disorder called scleroderma and eosinophilic fasciitis. My disorder made it so my range of movement in my hands and wrist and fingers were very limited. I couldn't do everyday tasks like button buttons, open doors, hold a pencil. Since I was the only one that they had ever seen with this condition, I had really strict rules, and one of them was not being able to go outside and play. One day I was so frustrated at my rules because I wanted to play with my siblings. I remember sitting on the bathroom floor while my mom was cleaning it, crying and complaining to her. I asked her why. Why me? Why did Heavenly Father make me this way? Why didn't He make one of my sisters or brother have it instead? I didn't want it. My mom taught me a lesson that I will never forget that day. She said, Heavenly Father gives us all trials that He knows we can handle. Every one of us has different trials in life, and they are hard, but He gave them to us because He knows we can overcome them. This moment in time changed my whole outlook in life. Ever since then, I've always tried to find the good in people. I've tried to stay positive even when I was faced with opposition. I wanted to prove to my Heavenly Father that I could overcome this and many more trials to come. Even though I never preached my beliefs, I lived them, and through my example, others knew what my standards were. The biggest influence my example had was to my husband. Because he saw how I lived my life, Race knew he had a few things that he needed to work out before I would even consider to date him. It didn't take him long to go to the bishop and get his life back on the straight and narrow so we could date. Because of the love and support I had from my family, I decided to major in marriage and family studies. To me, family is everything, and I want to be able to have the knowledge to teach others and defend it when needed. Who am I? What do I stand for? What do I believe in? What do I want to become? I know the answers to these questions, and I'm proud to answer them. Are you? Done.
Good job. That was 2 minutes and 51 seconds. So
Oh,
right there on target. You guys all stayed really good. I think I'm pretty impressed because in my little, I don't know if it was this class or another one, I did the little intro speech and I was way over. So good job, everyone, on keeping right around that 3-minute mark. And for you, did your, what is it called that you have?
it's scleroderma and eosinophilic fasciitis.
Did it ever go away? Or
No.
do you still have it?
I have scars from it,
Okay.
like on my arms. People are like, "Did you get burned?" But they think since I hit puberty, it burnt itself out. So.
Oh, okay. Well, I really liked how you used use that experience because in your speech because it really sucked. It sucked me in, and I was really like, wow, you know, and you had me hooked from then on out. So I think that's really good to use because it definitely kept me focused. I'm impressed, very impressed.
I think your
I
ending was
like how you went in the whole circle.
question. That was awesome.
Thanks.
Okay, do you hear what they all said? I know they kind of talked at the same time.
I heard Brendan, but I didn't hear Vanya.
I like how you started and then you took a full circle and you came back to where you started. I think that it brought us back. I like how you did that. You did a good job at that.
Yeah, I liked that too. I wish I could incorporate like all your guys' speeches into mine. Very good. Does anyone else have anything to say to her? Are we all good? Okay, so I'm going to stop recording now.